We are here in Denver, Colorado, and I wanted to do just a little chit chat today and bring everybody up to date with what Lady Justice Liberty Press, LadyJ 1A, and the Constitutional Cruiser is up to these days. Hey, hey, hey. Now, I want to recap. Back in about May 14th, I do believe, was the magical day. Lady Justice Liberty Press, LadyJ 1A, got the Constitutional Cruiser back from a kidnapping here in Denver. Remember when I woke up one morning very early and was staying with a friend that particular evening the night before, and got up the next morning very early and the Constitutional Cruiser was missing. And I want to emphasize thank you to the individuals that helped me get the Constitutional Cruiser out of kidnapping. That was some eye candy, I guess, for you folks to enjoy. I don't know. They know I've got the camera and they had to stand there. That's okay. It's all good. Anyway, back in May, the Constitutional Cruiser was kidnapped. After I got my van back, I noticed that I do have a bike rack on the back. They broke that, probably taking it off of however they had it hooked up. I'm assuming. I don't know. They ripped the bag that had my bike back there, covering up my bike, you know. They ripped that further, made it bigger. They did not put the van away like it's supposed to be. They had it for 3 days, so it wasn't being ran, nor was it hooked up right. Anyway, it drained my batteries horribly. I've been having a rough time on that aspect. I get down to Walsenburg because I left Denver immediately. Got down to Walsenburg, if y'all remember. It's documented. I spent about 2.5, almost 3 months down in Walsenburg. And hey, I want to shout out my friends in Walsenburg and the surrounding area. Thank you very much for hanging out and making LadyJ 1A's life a little more special, a little friendlier, having you out there. I want to shout out Kevin and Kiki, Good Citizen Media. Who else is out there? Oh gosh, I met so many people out there because we were doing weekly events, protests there in Walsenburg. Every Friday, I want to shout out, they have a protest and have since the first Friday of January of this year, of 2025. Anyway, hung out there for a bit, came back to Denver. Still having issues and still having problems with the Constitutional Cruiser. That has never been fixed. It's never been rectified. I am currently running on one battery.
It's gonna be so good.
My other battery is toast. So that is what's going on with that. Now I get down there and I am on flat ground, and experience something I never experienced before on flat ground. I could not back the Constitutional Cruiser up. Now, first thing is first, you might think something's going on with the transmission, and maybe, I'm not a mechanic. So I'll state that for the record right off. I am not a mechanic. But why it won't back up, I know the transmission is an encased transmission. It does not even have a dipstick, so you can't even check to see if it needs transmission fluid or not. So if it's low in transmission fluid, what I've been told, that it could cause it not to back up. Well, I am in Denver, and I have just, as of Thursday, enrolled in a new program that the city of Denver has. Now, they've got like 4 different tiers that you can, because they don't want you living in your cars anymore. They're trying to, I don't want to say the wrong word here, but they're trying to get people out of their cars. For whatever reason, they don't want you living in your vehicle, whether if it's a car, a truck, an RV, a van. They don't like it. Well, what if that's my pursuit of happiness? Guaranteed under the Constitution, I can pursue my happiness. What makes me happy may or may not make somebody else happy. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I enroll in this program. There's 4 different tiers or 4 different choices, and it all sounded really weird to me. On a couple of the choices, basically, they would buy your vehicle from you and put you in a hotel. Again, the city of Denver have bought up all these old hotels, and they're using them to house the homeless for alternative housing. Some of these hotels are so old, they were condemned years ago, but they have been purchased, and I don't know if they've necessarily been brought up to code. I don't know the ins and outs of all that, but it's supposed to be some sort of quote-unquote temporary housing for folks. Well, as it was explained to me about these programs, that there is brand new. Now, they do have a program where they've been housing homeless in the motels. That is about 2 or 3 years old, I do believe, maybe even closer to 4 years old, maybe. They've been doing that for a while here in Denver. Anyway, back to the tiers. A couple of tiers, basically, they would reimburse, not really give you the value, but they would just give you a lump sum of money. Never specified. I would say probably $1,500, maybe $2,000 for your vehicle. I can't even say that much. But then they would put you in one of these hotels indefinitely. That was the word he used, indefinitely. Okay, well, I don't know about you, but my brain starts finding loopholes. As soon as I'm being told something, I got to figure out what you're really saying. Now, I cannot believe that the city of Denver is signing on to these new programs and telling people they're going to house you indefinitely in what was in the past temporary shelter until you could get a voucher or something going on. So in 20 years from now, you're still going to be housing these folks in these hotels, Denver. 20 years from now, because indefinite means indefinite. If you're telling me indefinite, 30 years from now, hey, if I'm still alive and breathing and kicking and all this, 40 years from now, I'm just saying, I've got myself a free housing, because you don't pay anything while you're there. You know, the city is picking up the tab. You see what I'm going? See what I'm saying? Anyway, the tier I chose, now they won't spend more than the value of your vehicle. You know, they think they're going to come across some clunkers, I think. Because I know the value of my vehicle, and I want to remind everyone, Lady J1A purchased that vehicle, actually traded it for the RV I had that I left Idaho with. When I got down there to Florida, I was in a 28-foot RV, and Poland a cargo trailer that was 30 feet long that housed my Subaru Ascent that I had at the time, my 2020 Subaru Ascent. Well, that was just a little much, going from one end of the United States to the other end of the United States, trying to find ample place to park that 60-foot show, going down the road, going down the freeway. Anyway, I traded that in for my van. Okay, they did cut me a check and gave me a nice fat check back, which was fine. But I have been everywhere in the Constitutional Cruiser, and you all actually helped me name the Constitutional Cruiser, if you remember. Good morning. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that they said they would fix my van for me. I just need to go to another state. Now, I've got a brother in the state of Texas, and I've got a sister in the state of Idaho. Hey, hey, hey to both y'all. It's becoming cold out here. As you can see, it's overcast. It is chilly today. I want to say it's about 40 degrees out here. It's not real chilly. You do definitely need a jacket or a sweater on. You know, it does appear to be going to rain any moment, as you can see all the clouds in the sky. Hey, 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 I want to thank y'all for dropping in. Hey, hey, we got Joe Cruel in the house. Fabulous having you aboard. We got Mile High Community Channel in the house. Hey, hey, hey. We've got Oklahoma Outlaw in the house. Fabulous seeing you in. We've got Snark and Grass also. Hey, hey, hey. If I missed anybody, I apologize. But anyway, Lady Justice Liberty Press is going to have the city of Denver fix her van. I don't know what it's going to cost. I don't know what it's going to be. Because again, I know I need at least one RV battery. $800 to $1,200 for an RV battery. I may need transmission fluid for my transmission, or I may need a new transmission. A transmission would probably be about $4,000 with the work and everything. So I don't know, we're looking already about $5,000 or $6,000, you know. And I can tell you my van's worth way more than $5,000 or $6,000. Anyway, so, and they're going to cap at the value of my van. Well, even though my van is a 2022 ProMaster 1500 Thor Rise, got to get it all in there, 18T to be exact, what my van is. I know how much it cost. I know how much it was worth. And yes, even though it's got a little over 66,000 miles on it, it's just getting broke in really good, in my humble opinion, you know. It shouldn't be having transmission problems. I should be able to back up, and I'm not. And I'm kind of stuck. I don't feel safe. I've had at least 3 different individuals that I personally have caught under my van. Complete strangers. Complete strangers. Didn't even know them. Why are they under my van? One time I caught somebody under my van on Pearl here in Denver. I went out and I told him what I thought about it. Told him, hey man, you know, I don't know why you're laying on the road under my van, but I'm moving my van. You can continue to lay there if you want to. I don't care. That's up to you, your choice. But I'm moving my van. And as soon as he got up and left, I told him, there is no reason for you to be under my van, sir. No reason. I don't know who you are. As far as I know, you're trying to harm my property, or you're trying to compromise me in some way or another, is my humble opinion, and I don't like it. And I've vocalized this to this dude. He had to have been about 6'3", 220. Well, I was quickly told you shouldn't, not by him, by somebody else, you shouldn't talk up to people like that. Well, they shouldn't be under my van. I'm sorry. Another time I caught somebody out. We were at, Mr. Amazing and myself was at a coffee shop, and Mr. Amazing wasn't happy with the service. And he vocalized that. Well, I caught somebody out under my van then too. And mysteriously, my generator no longer works. I think that person pulled my generator cord out. I've caught, somebody has put a, oh gosh, what was it? It was a paper clip in, you know when you carry, when you're towing a trailer, you have your lighting and the harness thing for the lighting. So, well, I found somebody with a clip, had put a paper clip in that, and it's really fried up my electrical system. Now, I don't know if that could be a problem with why I've got issues with backing up. It does appear that there is possibly an electrical issue going on in my van as well. The Constitutional Cruiser. Well, I mean, I can show you guys. I just don't want to put it out there too much what my van looks like anymore. That's wise, because like I said, I've had too many, I've had at least 3 different occasions where I caught somebody under my van or crawling out from under my van. Nobody needs to be under anybody's vehicle. I mean, that is not right. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about, where I seen or found the paper clip. Let me turn this back around. I'm sorry if I'm making you all dizzy, but see this? The paper clip was down here. And all this is just fried out, burnt up. Anyway, the city of Denver is going to be paying to get my van fixed. And I'm very grateful and very thankful for that. However, being Lady J 1A, and the questions I ask, I throw them for a loop. Because they do not have an idiot on their board. I'm just saying. And I don't mean that mean. I don't mean that derogatory. I believe there should be idiots on the board, because this idiot, Lady J1A, hey, asks them, okay, where am I staying while the mechanic has my van? Where am I going? A motel, I would hope. Oh, gee, we never thought of that. I don't know. I said, well, I'm going to tell you, I've had my vulnerability index taken here, and the city of Denver knows that I'm very vulnerable out here. I scored very high according to your scoring, but you never tell me exactly how high, which I think that's odd, because they used to. They absolutely used to let you know exactly where you was on the vulnerability index. But they've done some changes, you know, so, okay. Well, I asked him, I said, so where am I staying? Because, you know, right now, being in my van, I'm sheltered from the weather, from the elements. I'm sheltered from, you know, because I've got a barrier, I've got a lock, I've got glass, I've got metal between me and others that might want to try to hurt me or impose their will on me, you know. And I'm already very vulnerable. That's just going to make me even more vulnerable, in my humble opinion. Well, they have to go back to the drawing board and find out what they're going to do with me. Now, they will be fixing my van, and if I have to lay on the street, so be it. But the deal is, Lady J1A must leave Denver. No specifications, again, on for how long. You know, being a free people as I am, I can flutter around wherever I take a notion. But, you know, I will obey leaving Denver. I've got family that I want to see down in Texas. I've got a brother. I've been talking about it for a minute. Anyway, I'm going to get down to Texas, and I'll see about what I do down there. But Lady J1A is not going to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm going to continue spreading the word, spreading the love, spreading the sunshine. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you. Hey, we've got Johnny Bravo in the house. Hey, hey, hey. Fabulous having you aboard with Lady Justice Liberty Press. Hey, hey, hey. Anyway, I'm going to get down to Texas, and it's getting winter time. I'm going to be having fun in the South for the winter, it sounds like, before I head back to the North. And I'm good with that. Absolutely fabulous with that. But I wanted to let you all know what Lady J1A has been doing, is doing, and we're going to go from there. I really certainly hope that they do find a motel room for me to stay in. I don't want to stay in that motel room indefinitely, just while they are working on and fixing my van. Because after they get my van fixed, I will be heading south, for sure, for sure. But yes, and who knows what the future holds after I get down there in Texas. I may trade off my van and find something better. I do need something bigger. I should have stayed with that 28-foot original RV that I had. The very first one I had, I loved it. I got to Utah, if you all remember, and somebody, I don't know how they did it to this day. I don't know how they flipped off the road, went flying off the road, and landed right in smack inside my van. That was an ordeal. It did set me back about 45 days from that, whatever. Insurance had to literally pay up and pay out. And of course, the person that ran into me was not insured. It was my insurance that took care of that. Now we've got... I was just in a live earlier for members only that I did, and we had a state trooper drive through the grass. Now we've got, it appears to be, wow, there was almost a wreck there. It appears that the person that does the traffic tickets, or the parking tickets, rather, is now driving over there in the grass, or along the pathway. I don't know. I think it's silly, personally, but anyway. Let's read some comments while we got y'all on board here. Whose business is it that you live in a vehicle? Hey, 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 Brad Fine. Fabulous question. It's nobody's business. Again, the Constitution gives us provisions that says the pursuit of happiness. I'm very happy doing what I'm doing, traveling, meeting fine folks all over the place, having lovely conversations with everyone that I meet. Hey, hey, hey. Snark and Sass, I'm going to see about trying to get you to be a moderator in here. If I can, let me see. We got you as a managing moderator, Snark and Sass. If you're still in here. Johnny Bravo, hey, hey, hey. I chase them away out of the park when I'm alone and see that shit, he. Yes, I don't blame you. I just had a conversation with a state trooper. He was driving across the grass, and it's really tearing up the grass. And grass seed is expensive. Having to fix the tear down of the ground, you know, throwing out more dirt, it gets expensive, you know. And there's a nice little hole over there, kind of by where these guys, well, actually it's more over here, right in that area. There's a little divot in the ground where there's a little puddle of mud, tire tracks, and the grass is being eroded away. And the ground is actually encaving because of all the driving in the park on the grass. I mean, either you want grass or you don't. I mean, honestly. Liberty Veterans Park. Yes, Johnny Bravo, that is exactly it. The view is, yes, the view is from... Right here's the Capitol building here in Denver, Colorado. And then there's a park, there's a roadway right across there. And you can see the road kind of crosses over. And then this green over here is the park, the Liberty Park. I think the state, not the city. I think that's a state park. And I think that's why the state troopers park there. They really should invest in an area where they can actually park. I mean, where they cement it out, you know, put cement down, concrete, and there you go. There's your place to linger, officers or troopers, but they don't. They don't. Hey, 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 we got Geo in the house. Hey, 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 it's fabulous having you aboard with Lady Justice Liberty Press. As I was saying, Geo, just to kind of, and anybody else that has just popped in, I am currently in Denver, Colorado, and to long story short, I have entered into a program, a new program offered by the city of Denver, because they don't want you living in your cars, your vans, your trucks, your RVs, your school buses. They don't like that, okay? They will compensate, and compensate is the wrong word. They'll throw you down some money. Now, they never told me how much money that they would give me if I opted for this one. I think probably a couple $1,000s. Well, we all know the constitutional cruiser is well worth way, way more than $1,000. We are family here. Absolutely, Geo. We absolutely are. This is a new program, although they've had a program similar, and they still, as far as I know, currently are running this program through TAFTA or something, where the city is putting homeless folks in what they call temporary housing in a hotel. And the hotel, usually you're there for about a year, and then you can get a voucher, a housing voucher for Section 8, or some sort of housing voucher, where you can move into a low-income apartment, or if you get housing, Section 8, you can basically go anywhere with that voucher, anywhere in the United States, I should say. Well, what I opted for was the fourth part of the tier. They've got 4 different tiers. The city will fix my van. They will not spend any more than the value of the vehicle. Well, I know what my value of my vehicle is. I mean, I bought it brand spanking new down there in Florida in 22. It was February, the end of February of 2022 when I got this one. And they'll fix my van, but I've got to go to a different state, a different place. Now, I've got a sister in the state of Idaho that is an option for sure. I have a brother in Texas, which is also a option. Both my brother and sister will let them know that I'm welcomed. I'm welcomed. From one adult to another, I can come see them anytime I want to. You know, from one adult to another, that's an okay thing, right? Hey, we got iced tea with lemon. Fabulous having you aboard with Lady Justice Liberty Press. Anyway, I think after they will fix my van, I will head to Texas. But Lady Justice Liberty Press asked them a question. You know how I love my questions and talking. Where am I going to be at? Because you're not telling me anything where I'm going to be at while my van is being fixed. Because right now it's not safe. I don't feel safe to drive around and go from one state to another. I don't feel, I really think I'd be stranded. And I kind of showed y'all some of the issue I've got going on. You know, I've had people tamper with my stuff, and that's not good. So in the future, people aren't going to know what Lady J rides around in so much. Like, I've been so free and so open. And again, I've caught 3 different people 3 different times at least under my van or crawling out from under my van. And there's no reason for anyone to be under anyone else's vehicle when it's parked on the side of the road or in a parking lot. You see that kind of stuff? Somebody is doing something that's not kosher, that's not good, that's not great, that's not grand. They're doing something mischievous, I think. That's my humble opinion based upon my humble experience. I'm just saying. No, they will not like me there. That's true. Anyway, I asked them where they're going to put me, because even though I took a vulnerability test and the city of Denver has found me very vulnerable, the way I am right now, living my life, I'm very vulnerable according to the city of Denver. And they see that. They now know that. So now they're obligated. They're responsible for me. Are they not? Yes, they are. Anyway, they're telling me that they don't know about putting me up nowhere. Nobody's ever asked that question. Nobody, because it's new. It started out last week, and I was accepted last Thursday. Finally got into it, signed the paperwork last Thursday. Well, they're going to look in to see if they will put me up in a hotel while they're fixing my van. And I'm hoping so, because right now I'm out of the elements. I can stay dry, relatively warm, even though my back heater is not working in my van. The front heater, you know, where you drive, it does work, and it gets pretty warm, but it doesn't keep the whole van warm. Not, and especially if it gets very cool. Somebody trying to call. I'm sorry, I have to not take that phone call right now. Hey, are you back? Are you still here with me? I hope so. Hey, hey, hey. Anyway, now I can't see. Oh gosh. Anyway, I'm just trying to figure out if they'll have me a place to be. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, they have my van. They could have my van for a day or two. They might have it for a week or two. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm not a mechanic, and I don't know everything that's wrong with my van. I wish I did. I know I need RV batteries. That is a must. And I think Good Citizen Media can attest to that as well. Anyway, we shall see what the future holds for Lady Justice Liberty Press. But I'm not giving up. I'm not stopping. There's no quitting allowed here. And that's a fortunate thing, because the world is changing, the world is turning, and I'll tell you, it needs to be documented. It does. It absolutely does. And all of my buttons to control, since I got that phone call, is unavailable. Lady Justice Liberty Press. We'll catch you all on the other side. Thank you. Hey, hey, hey.